Look, if you really want your marriage to last, I want you to listen to what I'm going to tell you. You have made up your mind to start a new home. This is your own home. If you're a girl, you have left your parents' house. If you're a man, you have also left your parents. Maybe you have rented an apartment or one room where you are staying. My advice is that for the first 6 months to 1 year, you will not allow anybody from either side to come and live with you. Because this is the time for you to study each other, to understand those things you did not understand before. Maybe when you were in courtship, you could have hidden one thing or the other from the other person. But this is the time you naked yourself. This is who I am. And then you begin to put your pieces together. Those things you don't want, you start early, to identify it and say, can we do it this way? Can we do it the other way? But if you allow them to come in, any little thing you discuss or any little quarrel, they'll take it home. Maybe to go and tell your father, or your mother of the couples, and then they start from there, they begin to bring in advice and the rest of them, and begin to either they hate the wife or they hate the husband. So what I'm advising is that allow yourselves to stay and study each other and find out who is who and what is what and how you can amend it. The moment you do that, you have stepped into the right direction, because sometimes their presence is not needed at that point in time. It can cause a lot of problems. So until you understand yourself and know that you are now into marriage, even if they start coming, by the time they come and complain, they will say, no, mom, it's not like that. No, dad, is not like that. Just allow us to be able to put it together. But when you're still young, you want to listen to them because you're still thinking about your home and all that. So that is it. Then, when you are married like that, you think about the finance. You have come together. Maybe two of you are working. You begin to think about how you are going to. That is within that period when nobody is there. That is when you begin to also to talk about your finances. Because if you had started earlier to talk much about that, there are some girls who will not want to come in. Maybe they say, oh, is that what you have married me? You want to talk about money, you want to collect my money. And then the man can also say so. But the moment you are not married, you have come to build a home. You begin to think about you're going to have children. You begin to think about you're going to have your own building and all that. Then you bring the whole thing together and say, now, sir, how are we going to do this? Of course, the woman is there to support. She will surely do that. But when you start early to think about, please, you bring 50,000 and I'll bring 60,000. My dear, you want to spoil that marriage. But a woman can bring more than 50,000 because depending on the way the marriage starts and the way you are handling it. So, a man, I'm advising you don't be in a hurry to ask her, how much are you earning? How much are you going to bring on the table? The moment you start doing that, she'll be skeptical. But when you just appreciate whatever she brings, I want to tell you, that little appreciation will make her to go and bring everything in her bank account. I am talking from experience. I know what I'm saying. And we hear also, we also do. We know what we're saying. So a man, don't go that side if you really want. Unless you find out that your wife is not ready to give. There are still other ways you can make her. Women are easily deceived. So don't open your eyes and look into her purse to find out what she has and what she's doing. Do it by appreciating her, by bringing her very close, by giving her some sweet names. You will not know when she will bring everything and give it to you. That's how it goes. So I'm talking to young people. Divorce cases are mainly these days because of impatience and lack of good hearts to forgive and accommodate. Some people jump into marriage without having the mind or understanding that it has to go with patience, it has to go with understanding, it has to go with building that home. If you're going into marriage and you begin to think about your own family, that is what you present all the time, knowing where you came from, maybe from a rich family, the man or the woman, every time you want to refer. And when you are going to marriage and you begin to compare your partner, when you're already in marriage, you're comparing your partner, with this person. If it were that person I wanted to marry, or if it's my sister, she would have done that. If it were my uncle or my brother, he would have done that. Then you are not trying to make peace, because such words are part of the things that can hurt. Hurting words will not allow the next person to have safe space and to be happy, in marriage. So those are some of the things that disturb people in marriage and cause divorce. Because some people who cannot take it, each time you are causing problem, you are looking for fault one thing or the other, you comment on everything, even if you're a man or a woman. Sometimes you do your eyes as if you're not saying anything because you want peace in your marriage. Then when you cuddle and bring the other person closer, you can sit down and discuss. It's very, very important that there is communication. If there's a communication gap, you don't want to open up and say, I don't like this. And that is something you discuss in your home, in your room even. Not before the children, not before any other person. But if you're somebody who cannot create an opportunity for people to communicate and talk with each other, instead, maybe you begin to, like I said, begin to give instances and compare one person and throw words, at one person, you are not doing the right thing. So that is one of the areas that people should look into. It causes a lot of divorce in their society. Then what about interference? You allow your family to come in. You allow your brother, your sister, your parents to come in and discuss every little thing. You are so porous that you want to tell every other person what happens in your home. When you say it, you are forgetting that those people, they have their own problems too. So what you do is come home. There are no marriages that are the same. There's no. People have their own differences and they want to work on it. What you do is ensure that you really want to build a home and work on it. Stop finding faults. Stop exposing, washing your dirty linen outside. Come into the house and discuss the affairs. And once it is discussed, you forget it, and the next day you keep going on. So that is the way to make marriages work. And the women or men should not demand so much. Sometimes when you over demand or over expect that this thing should have been this way, sometimes you hurt yourself and it causes a lot of problems. Then people have their own rights. There are things you expect and somebody will not be able to do because of one thing or the other. After all, we are human beings. You are not always available or to do one thing or the other. So what you will do, even if what you expected is not exactly what you are having at that any particular time, please consider that that person is a human being. There must be a reason why it wasn't done. Find out, have a listening ear, and find out why it is working or it's not working, or why this person has not done this or that. When a person explains, accept it. Don't always assume that your partner is trying to cheat on you or that your partner is doing this or evil thing against you until you get the person red-handed. Some people assume so much. When you want to say something, say, hey, this is not what I know what you wanted to say. How would you? Are you inside somebody's heart to know what the person had in mind? Do you understand? So we are talking about having a home, being happy in a home. And you men, please, I want to tell you this. If you really want your wife to be happy and comfortable, please, as you are marrying her, please remember that she came from a home. Once you start talking ill of your wife's family, you are creating a problem for yourself. Leave them alone, even if they have problems or challenges which you are aware of. But for the fact that you're living with your wife, please contain the whole thing between you. Because no woman will want, any loving husband to start saying ills about the family, referring to one thing or the other. The same to a woman, I'm talking to you now. Don't always ever maybe bring your families home and say, we are better, this and that. You don't need to say those things. All you know is you want to build a home. You should be happy and comfortable. What you do is to find a way to do it. Bible compared, marriage like building a home. It's not easy. You build it, you put this, or if it doesn't work, you remove it. If it works, then you work on it. Then I want to tell us that there must be surprises. It's very important. It's a spice in marriage. Sometimes a man will just come, even if it's just handkerchief, say, babe, I went out today and I saw this handkerchief and I just bought it for you. Your wife will smile. And you, a girl, a lady or a woman, you also do the same. Don't always expect that the man that will provide everything for the home. That's one thing that is very important, appreciation. Even if it's your wife that is doing it or your husband that is doing it, maybe it's better for her. That's what she's doing. If for a man, please appreciate your wife. But do you know that some people, instead of appreciating their wife, they use it against them as if, you want to overshadow them. Instead of you to say, thank you for what you are doing or what you have done, and they don't want to be very happy. Even they want to do more. But some men don't do it. Also, some women, you must show appreciation. No matter what the husband gives you, take it. Don't ever fight him over money. Even if he has only 2,000 and say, this is what I have for us to cook soup today. My dear, there is a soup you can cook even with 1,500. It depends. You eat it 1 day or 2 days. When money comes up, then you buy more and do more. Or don't say, I've heard that people can throw the money back on their husband. Why? Or drop it on the floor. Or a man can do that. Please, if we really want to be happy in marriage, there are certain things you will do, and one of them is to appreciate each other. The moment you start doing it, and then contend your problems within you without letting the next person hear, they already have their own problems. If you invite them, they come and escalate yours while they are managing their own. So for now, I want to share this video, share it very well, and let people know or some of the areas where we have problems in marriage. They must be ready to build a home. It is very important. Parents, I'm also talking to you. If your children are getting married, please tell them these things, advise them, let them know that they're building a home, and you yourself, you stay away and allow them add happiness onto them by encouraging them, not to finding faults. That is what I have to say. Share this video, let people know what we are doing, so that you take your corrections where you're supposed to, and then amend your ways. Thank you very much.